Welcome back, folks. Me, Phil Touré. You're watching part 2 of the Resident Evil Remake Let's Play. So this is our first save room, dedicated save room in the game, because it has this awesome save game music. And I gotta say, the save game musics in Resident Evil are probably some of my favorite tracks in the series. But the chest that's also here is what we use to deposit our extra items we don't really need. This note right here tells us about the bodies of the zombies, that if you leave them there for a while, they'll reanimate into crimson heads. That is very much more dangerous than a normal zombie. I'm going to take the knife, put it away, and I'm going to take the fuel canteen. And the fuel canteen, I'm going to demonstrate how to burn bodies with it. So you just need to refill it with some kerosene, which is going to be in these containers right here. If you're playing on normal, I believe you get 6 or 5 refills, but you get 5 uses of your oil canteen, for our kerosene canteen, oil canteen, whatever, fuel canteen. So with Chris, you only got to have the oil canteen to light the bodies on fire. With Jill, you got to have both the oil canteen and a lighter. So Chris kind of gets lucky. He only needs one more. He only needs one item, where Jill needs 2. So that's pretty awesome, I guess. It still sucks that Chris only has 6 slots and Jill has 8, but it is what it is. Chris has his own advantages. So I'm going to go ahead and put my healing item up, my canteen up, and I'm going to leave my handgun, my ammo, my key, and my healing item in my inventory. And we're going to go explore the mansion. So now we're going to go up, and we're kind of limited in where we can go, even though we have the sword key. So we're going to go up here. The 2 doors in the back, this one, first one is locked. The one in the very back, we're going to go back there to get the map in the 2nd floor. That door can't be accessed from the side we're on. And this door, we unlocked it from our side. Or we used the sword key, I think. So we're going to grab this plaque or wooden mount. And this wooden mount has paper in the middle that is blank. And this is how you get the map of the 2nd floor. And honestly, I figured this out by complete accident. I didn't really have a guide or anything until maybe the 2nd or 3rd time I played through this game. But there's a memo there with a dog whistle that tells you that this dog whistle is going to summon a dog, and a dog is hiding something interesting. And I'm going to wait until we get to that dog whistle to say some pretty interesting stuff. So if you take this new plaque that we got, you go all the way here to the back into this room. And there'll be some healing items there, and I'm not going to bother to get them because I want to save those healing items when I actually have to come back to this room. Because this room, we're going to come back towards the end game of our mansion run. You'll examine the wooden mount. There's paper there, but there's nothing there. And we can actually use this wooden plaque on the fireplace, and then we'll light the fireplace up. And then you can see above the fireplace, there's a map up there. And somehow you put this up there, and I guess it burns the lines of the mount onto paper. I guess, maybe. That door is locked with the helmet key emblem. We can't go in there until the very end of the game. So we're done up here for now. And that save room is going to be one of my most frequently visited areas in the first quarter of this game. I would say we're almost a quarter away, maybe. Nah, not a quarter. I say maybe we're like an 1/8. So we're going to go back in here. We're going to reshuffle our inventory. This is the thing about Chris's playthrough I don't like. And this is why Jill's is technically probably the one a lot of people prefer to do. It's because you just got so much limited inventory space. The dog whistle I'm going to put back in the box, and that's only because there is another box by where we have to use that dog whistle. I'll keep the old keys handy because we'll actually need those. So go down here back to the hallway where the door was that we unlocked, and we're going to follow the hall all the way to the other end, and then we will unlock the door with the sword key. So go this way, la 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 la. None of these doors we can open. That sucks. Use the sword key here. This will lead us back into the main central area of the mansion where we entered. And we're going to go all the way to the opposite end. That door will open with the armor key, but we'll actually never ever go through that door because there's no reason to go that way with Chris. So go on the second floor. Come on, second floor, right, Phil? No, no, no. We're going to the first floor. We're going to go through the basement. So we're going to go through here. We're going to go to the basement and then get another old key and all that good stuff. Now, earlier in the first part, you saw me push a statue off to the second floor on the first floor, which is there on the left. You can get that blue gemstone if you want, but I'm going to choose to leave it there until I need it. The same thing with the emblem above the fireplace. I'm not going to grab that emblem until I really need it. So we're going to go this way. There's a zombie there, but this zombie, I believe it takes 12 shots for me to take down the zombie. But this zombie, this is the first time I've killed the zombie where I didn't get a headshot on the zombie where his head went boom. So that's pretty sad for me. I was looking forward to not having to burn this zombie's body. Because I played through this game once and I forgot to record the entire thing, which is pretty stupid for me. Stupid of me. And then I played it again halfway and I'm just like, you know what, I did pretty bad at the very beginning. Let me just go ahead and try this again. So the sword key will open up this door, and the only reason we want to go through this door is to get an old key. And there's a handgun magazine here, and there's some zombie bodies on the ground, but this is, I want to say this is a pretty famous area of the original game, because this is where you find out that zombies can actually open doors. But we already, I think we've already seen a zombie open the door, right? No, this is the first zombie, I think. But pretty pretty scary scene way back in the day, I imagine. But now it's kind of like, oh, it's not that bad. I'm going to choose to avoid it. So this zombie right here on the ground, I'm going to choose to avoid it as well. If a zombie that's crawling on the ground grabs you, it will take a bite out of your ankle, which does very minimal damage. But then you can also crush its head underneath your boot, which will save you an oil on your canteen or some ammo. Because, you know, using that stuff isn't very fun. Just outright destroying the zombie's head is much more preferable to avoid a crimson head later down the road, because we will have to come back that way. So this zombie, unfortunately, I cannot burn it yet, but I will burn it before it turns into a crimson head. So rest assured, we will exterminate the bodies properly in this playthrough. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the second floor, and we are going to go to where the dog whistles are going to be used. So we will be there shortly, don't worry. So go through the doors, go up through stairs, up to the left, and through the first door, the double door. An interesting thing about this game, if I remember right, when they first were doing the test audiences for the game, if I remember right, this is a long time ago. I think this game came out in 2002. People were complaining that the door animations weren't there in the game, and so they actually had to add it in the door animations so that people would be okay with it, which is a nice touch. I really do like it, but sometimes it does get annoying. This door right here, you gotta have an old key. This is where you use the dog whistle, so we unlocked it. There'll be a zombie here at the end of the hall that I'm going to headshot and not realize I made a headshot because I don't hear the sound of the brains going splat. So I'm going to waste a few bullets. A lot of bullets. And then there will be one more zombie that's going to be crawling up the stairs. And we're going to go ahead and waste some more bullets right there. The zombie's going to crawl up the stairs, so just take a few more shots at it while it's upstairs. Don't shoot it while it's in front of the railing, otherwise for whatever reason your bullets do not register. So that's unfortunate. So we're going to take out that zombie, and then we're going to go down to the stairs. We're going to make sure it's dead. It's actually not dead. We'll shoot a few more times. Bang, bang, bang. It's going to go down. And then we'll go down. Now, I want to talk about a few more differences about the remake. The tank controls are gone. So wherever direction you move the stick, that is the direction that your characters will move. And then to reload, you have to actually go into your menu and combine your weapon with your ammo, which is a bit annoying. So they didn't fix all the little gripes I kind of have with the game. But I want to go ahead and take the dog whistle and some oil. That way we can burn some bodies. And we're actually going to open up another area of the mansion that has the kerosene. So we can burn this body so that we don't have to worry about it. Because we're going to frequent this area quite a lot. So let's go ahead and burn all the bodies that we can. Now luckily, I did take out one of the zombies upstairs with a headshot. So that one we don't have to dispose of, and we gotta use an old key to gain access here. So let's go in here. And the good thing about this room is we get the broken shotgun, which despite its name is very useful because this will allow us, ooh, a flash grenade. That will allow us to get the real shotgun, which will help us quite a lot. So here's the kerosene can. You refill it. So now we can go ahead and burn bodies. An ink ribbon to save. I haven't talked about saving yet. I did say I will save some in this game, but not a lot. But in order to save in this game, you need ink ribbons. Ink ribbons, you get them 3 at a time, which means you're only going to be able to save a limited amount of times in this game, which only adds to the, you know, the horror survivor aspect of it. So we're going to torch this body. And then I'm going to make the stupid mistake of making a Crimson Head wake up early. This door all the way in the back, you can actually open it. Okay, maybe I'm not going to do it right away. I know I'm going to do it because I remember doing it. I'm like, oh, no, I'm about to do it right here. So don't do what I'm about to do here. You do want to unlock this door. Just don't go through it yet. In my mind, I'm thinking, well, I mean, I'm not going through that hallway just yet. I might have enough time to burn the body before it becomes a Crimson Head, but nope, it's going to become a Crimson Head. I think this one body is the one that will always turn into a Crimson Head. So resurrects, it's all red, and it's a lot faster. It hurts a lot more, takes a lot more punishment. They're not fun enemies to deal with. You only got to deal with, in my memory, mandatory of 2 Crimson Heads. This one, and then a one that we have to deal with as a part of the story that we can't really get away from. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to put away some items, I think, and I'm going to make a stupid mistake of keeping all my items in my inventory, because really I don't need the fuel canteen. I probably could have gotten rid of the fuel canteen and it wouldn't have been no harm, no foul. Actually, no, because I think that fuel canteen, I'm going to use it to burn a body that I left behind in the mansion on the other side. That zombie where I said I always take it out with a headshot. So, unfortunately, when we use the dog whistle, we're going to have to exit and then come back in to discard the dog whistle. So, as I said about the dog whistle, a very interesting thought I had about this dog whistle is this dog whistle is needed to get a key in the mansion, and this dog, as you can probably already guess, is zombified. So you have to somehow get the key from this dog, use the key to get the real, use this imitation key that this dog has to get the real key to go to like other parts of the mansion, like this lab that we need to go to for the magnet. Like whoever, I think, is it George Trevor? Is it George Trevor? Yeah, George Trevor designed. No wonder he got lost in his own design mansion. It's so convoluted and asinine. But once you use the dog whistle and you take out the dogs, when you leave the area, it will prompt you to discard it. Go ahead and discard it. There's no reason for the dog whistle anymore. So I want to go back and I want to get the collar, examine the collar, we'll get a coin, and examine the coin, it becomes an imitation key, which we will need to get the armor key. So it's pretty, yeah, that's the one thing I don't really, I mean, it's all the Resident Evil games are all kind of convoluted and silly in their own way, but this first one kind of sets the tone for the rest of the series. So the coin that this dog was holding was an imitation key. So I'm going to go to the other end, and I'm going to examine the door on the other end to open the door. Because this door cannot be opened with a key. You can only unlock it from this end, which is going to lead us back to the main area of the mansion. So another thing about this game is if you unequip your weapon, you'll move a bit faster. I've read online it's about maybe 10 to 15%. I don't know if I mentioned that in the previous part, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it here. So now that we have the imitation key, we're going to go back to that area where that Crimson Head is. Since I already awoke the Crimson Head, I'm going to have to hold right and go through there as quickly as possible to not get messed up by that Crimson Head, because they do hurt and they do not let up. An interesting thing about the Crimson Heads, though, if you do have a Crimson Head on your tail, and you're able to bob and weave around a normal zombie to put the zombie in front of your path, in front of the Crimson Head's path to you, The Crimson Head will mess up that normal zombie in an effort to get to you. So that's pretty interesting. It's almost like Nemesis in a way from the original Resident Evil 3. Nemesis did something similar like that too, I believe. So we're going to go through here. I'm going to hold right because that Crimson Head is going to be right outside this door like, I smell man witch. So hold right. And we barely avoid that Crimson Head. And you can tell it screams a lot louder and more mean. But luckily we avoid it, and we will never have to deal with having to kill that Crimson Head. We're just going to avoid it. So go up here, and as you can tell there with the Gensu statue, whoever takes this key will meet with death. So something similar to that. So you take this key, and if you want to disengage the trap, you either put the key back or you put the imitation key in there. Since I want the real key, I'm going to put the imitation key back. So imitation key, but there it will disengage the trap, and we will be safe. Now you can run really quickly back towards the statue. You actually hurt yourself, as I'm about to do right here. So don't do that. Pretty silly. There is a door on the other end, but we can't open it without the helmet key. This is the armor key that we have, so we need to have the helmet key, which we won't get that till the end game. So with this, we have the armor key. We're going to go back into that door right where we came in, so just avoid the Crimson Head as best as you can. And whoop, and we don't have to worry about it. Now that we have the armor key, quite a few more areas in the mansion are opened back up to us. And zombies can open doors to the rooms. Now, I don't know why that zombie in particular is going to open that door, because there was nothing in that outside doorway. We took out all the zombie dogs, so we won't have to worry about that zombie just yet, because later on we got the shotgun. I'm going to introduce a little bit of a lobotomy to that zombie with that shotgun. So I'm going to go ahead and keep a fuel canteen, because I'm going to need to burn a body. And we're going to go to the other part of this hallway, and we can open up that door because we have the armor key now. So just go all the way here. And I guess while I'm here, I might as well refill my fuel canteen, so I have 2 lights instead of just 1. And this area is going to lead back to where we need to go to burn that one zombie body. The one I always said I critical hit it, except for this one time. Murphy's Law at its finest, folks. So open up this door right here with the armor key, or as it's now known right now, it's the mansion key. And then we're going to be in a hallway where we're going to have to revisit to get a mask, but we don't have the pesticide to get red, or the herbicide to get the mask. So the dagger's right there. Go ahead and grab it. We're not going to enter that door right by the dagger, but we're going to enter this room, which is a pretty infamous document room, the itchy, tasty room. Now, I don't know if you can burn this body to avoid it coming back to life, but I probably should have just tried, but I didn't. So the Keeper Diary, this person is playing cards, working for Umbrella, and working for the company, I guess. And he ends up getting infected. There's a leak. And then eventually they say, hey, you don't have to wear a suit anymore. You're infected, even though they don't tell him that. You can tell as the dates and how long this virus takes to infect this dude. Eventually, he loses the ability to write all his stuff. Gets annoyed at his coworker. He decides to eat his coworker. And, well, first he decides to eat doggy food, and then he decides to eat Scott's ugly face. And then he's tasty, and then it's itchy tasty. So, pretty infamous. And then you're going to want to examine the closet, which is where that guy was. I imagine Scott is the guy that's laying down, but we want to go in this room because we need an old key. And luckily, we got through here without having to attack or to be attacked. Having to attack or be attacked by a zombie. So now we're going to go to this door, unlock it, and then we can burn that zombie body that's on the other side here. We made it with just enough time to burn the zombie's body without it having to turn into a Crimson Head. So that is pretty awesome. So here, torch the body. And for another thing, why is Kenneth's body not turned into a zombie? Kenneth's body's still going to be there. So we're going to unlock this door with the armor key. We're not going to go in there because we don't have the means to really trigger the cutscene in there. And then we're going to go back in through here. And then we are going to, I think we're going to go upstairs, I think. And we're going to trigger the cutscene with, I want to say with Richard and Rebecca, I think. No. We haven't done that yet. We're going to go upstairs to, I think we're going to go upstairs and open up all the armored doors. So there's an armored door up here that we're never ever going to go into because that has, I believe that's Forrest's body that's up here. But for Chris, I mean, you see Forrest and there's healing items up there, but there's no need to go up there, and we're not doing the one deadly zombie run in this either. So we don't need to know who Forrest is. Just know Forrest is a member of Bravo team who died. I'm going to unlock that door, but I'm not going to go through it. I'm going to unlock this door. And honestly, I think I could have went through that into that room and solved the puzzle and gotten the mask, but I don't know why I didn't do that. Just being a little bit stupid. But we're approaching the end of this part right now. So we're going to go ahead and unlock the door that's up here with the armor key. And then we're going to go into our save room downstairs and we're going to save. Well, not save. We're going to call it part. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Guys, later in. Bye.